the Gold Coast Suns and Richmond has been one of the most analysed games in the last 48 hours for so many different reasons. Well, again, where do you want to go with this one? It seems to me, if you want to sit back and analyse the last 7 or 8, 9 minutes of this game, you can find 7 or 8 individual moments when Richmond shot themselves in the foot.
Correct. And tell me this, JJ, to the untrained eye, why didn't they look at parking the bus a lot earlier? It seemed like I didn't see a noticeable change according to clock management to my untrained eye.
Yeah, I agree. And I think this is the evolution for Richmond in terms of who the personnel. If Trent Cotchin's out there, if Dustin Martin's out there around the footy, you probably see them, win that game because they're able to play the game the way the game needs them to play. Now, sure, you can have a brand of chaos and have that work for you for a long time. But you are right, Gazy. No matter how much of an out-tempo game style you play, you need to, at some point, stop and say, let's take a minute here, 40 seconds there, 30 seconds here, and then we actually suck the life out of the game and Gold Coast can't get the job done. So I agree with you, but you just got to go through Richmond's team as well. The personnel, they're reliant now on a large group of guys who haven't been in that situation. So, Cumberland, Arts, Castagna's just he's been VFL, AFL. So they've got a lot of guys. Rioli hasn't been there and done it too often. Miller hasn't played much footy. Ralph Smith's just trying to make his way through. So they've got a lot of guys who are now the new underbelly of their team who haven't been in those situations. And often when the ball needs to find a specific set of hands, it always finds the hands of the young guys who think, I probably should slow it down, but I can just see a teammate over there. I might just kick it to him. If we kick one more goal, the game's over. But that's when you invite the pressure. And on the flip side, Gold Coast have to take those chances, don't they? Matt Rao gets a 50. Easily spray that shot on goal and you don't score and all of a sudden your momentum halts and Richmond get the ball back. For Gold Coast just to continually take those opportunities and make them count, again, just another proof and more evidence that they are absolutely growing before our eyes, because the past 2 weeks have been a little disappointing, not seeing them get the win. Close, but no cigar. But they've advanced past the honourable losses. They are past that now. And for them to come back and pinch that victory was absolutely outstanding.
Well, they've been stiff in those. Oh, no, not stiff, but they could have easily won those last couple. They could have easily been on a 5-game 10. They could have easily lost the Richmond game. So there's swings and roundabouts when it comes to the whole thing. You mentioned Rowell, and we've obviously spoken about Anderson, the game winner. Every now and again, you get young leaders of footy clubs and sporting teams, for that matter, who are asked to stand up in moments of, momentary crisis, extreme heat, real pressure. Rowell wasn't BOG, but Matty Rowell, I reckon, had, if you go back and have a look at the last 10 minutes, you'll find 4 crucial moments that Matt Rowell stood in the way of the footy. He kicked the goal when others were, would have missed it. Anderson did what he did at the end. If you're looking for evidence of they've got the right type, they've got the right players. They've just got the right types of players to carry this team forward. Get the signature of Rankin. It's more evidence that they've got an environment there that people want to commit themselves to. You got it on the weekend, and they're doing it. We've spoken about this on this program a lot in the last 3 or 4 weeks. They're doing it with 4 or 5 key personnel out of this team. Key personnel.
They absolutely are. They've got arguably their very, very best player and their greatest talent hasn't set foot on Metricon Stadium this season in Ben King. You know who Matt Rowell is? Matt Rowell is Rory Sloane. That's who he is. Not the most amount of possessions. There are dozens and dozens of midfielders who get more of the ball, but he wins crucial contests. He barely ever loses 1v1s, and he makes absolutely clutch plays. He is Rory Sloane when Rory Sloane was an All-Australian inside bull.
Hey, the other thing that when Richmond go through the review, and he's a star champion, he's been instrumental in a lot of the success there. But Dylan Grimes.
Oh, yes. Right.
He missed a mark that with
2 big
40
moments.
seconds.
Yeah.
So there was 2. He missed a mark that he marks that, it's game over. He chops out 20, 25, you know.
It is over.
It's
It's
pretty
all
much over. It doesn't do that. We know what happens. But even prior to that, remember when Marbio Chol got that one over the back? That's another one where I'm not sure. Now, I don't know enough about the strategies, but I don't think that the review will look all that favourably.
No, Dylan went. He went for the footy and didn't kill the footy forward. Yeah, he did.
He missed it. So, now here's an example where I don't know if there's been much set, but and like I said, this is me doing the armchair analysis. But to me, there was a couple of big moments there that he didn't come up with what you'd normally expect from him.
Yeah, that and he's got a massive bank of evidence to suggest that he's earned the right to have one of those or two of those situations. I'm interested up the other end of the ground for Richmond. I reckon there were 4 or 5 occasions, and a couple of them that resulted in a goal. Right, so they got the outcome. But I reckon there was at least a couple from Bolton where there was a handball to be given over the top, an easy handball to be given. Now, hard to be critical of Shea Bolton. He's had 29 and kicked 3 goals. He's been outstanding. Yeah. But he could have brought Soldo into the game. He tried to play on. He got tackled when there was a handball to be given. The Castagna one, they could have worked that better and made the game a little bit easier for each other. That's what they did at their very, very best. Now, that's what I'm talking about with they're not necessarily going as well as they once were. And that's when you start to think, I've just got to make sure I do my bit and then I can worry about someone else. When they were up and going, it's like, I don't care what happens. I kick it, you kick it. As long as we kick it, they're not quite in that zone that they once were, the Tigers.
Well, that's been their trademark, hasn't it? So they've got to get that right. They're still inside, obviously, and there's still a force with which to be reckoned.
Well, Lynch what's the issue with Lynch?
He's going to miss a couple, isn't he?
Definitely a couple?
Well, I think
he'll miss more. I'd imagine he'll miss more than that. I think it's his 3rd hamstring within a 12 or so months.
Yeah, but he said after the game or during the game, after the game, clearly not during, he said it's the other one. It's the good leg. It's the one that I
don't think it'll matter. I know what the conditioning and sports science departments are like. They'll be in full panic mode because one more, bring him back, and then one more, and then all of a sudden you're thinking, "Oh God!"
And Nan Curvis, he's in trouble. It was PCL, was it? Yeah, I don't know.
The beauty for them is there's a lot of teams. If you go through the top 8, there are a lot of teams who it doesn't necessarily matter. If Richmond are the home or the away team, because they're going to be MCG finals with massive Richmond fan bases. So they would be one team who think doesn't matter where we finish as long as we get there.
Let's get a break out of the way. It's 17 minutes to 5, and there's a heap of others. So again, over on the East Coast, we probably won't give Fremantle en masse the credit that they deserve, but I know you want to have a chat about them, so we'll do that. As we go to the break, why don't we have a listen to Geordie Canellis, Stacey Pearce and Adam Cooney calling the moment that secured that fantastic win for the Gold Coast Suns.
There's the siren. The Suns trail by 4 points. Anderson to win it. From right half forwards, Noah Anderson, the walk-off winner for the Gold Coast Suns. Gold Coast win by 2 points at Metricon Stadium. And Noah Anderson, this is his moment.